Hey guys, welcome back to another video, or welcome back. So last week we talked about last week we discussed about the Parkit app, and we made some changes and so forth. So this is where we should look like right now. We should look here. We should have this information. We should have like this. If yours don't look like that, go out to my GitHub account and do a git, or you could probably easiest thing is just come down here and just download the zip. And it'll download those files on your desktop. That'd be the easiest thing to do to get started. And so we're just going to continue on to where we left off last week. The idea is at this point we're just going to keep coding this as a HTML JavaScript page, and then once we get to the end, we can then go ahead and do a couple things that we'll do. We'll convert it over to an Android app, and then I'll give you guys we talked about how to convert it over to an iOS app. So I'll set up those accounts for you so you guys can access this Mac in a cloud environment I have set up for those who do not have a Mac, and you'll be able to build that information out there. Okay, so in the meantime, let's just go ahead and get started. I'm just going to go through and make some changes on how we move forward with this. So I'm actually going to take this out. I can comment it out if I want to. Oops, I can comment it out, but I think I'm just going to get rid of it completely, and that's the wrong way to do it anyways. So so Parkit CSS, we'll have our Google API, we have our Parkit JS and our Cordova JS. That's good. Park, that should remain the same for now. Sorry. So the on-click event here, set CSS instruction display button, that looks fine for now. Now you can change your verbiage around as well. Let's see here. We just kind of verifying some stuff. So for now, we're going to leave that the same. Let me look at the Parkit CSS. For now, this looks fine. This, we're going to add some stuff to it. This looks fine. This looks fine. All right. So what we want to do, yeah, I want to say that. What we want to do is we want to make some changes to the JavaScript. So JavaScript is a very important aspect of it. So at this point, we just have a function initialization thing on there. So we need we need a function for device ready. So we need to know when the device is ready to do something. We need a function for setting the CSS, cascading style sheets for us. We need a function for setting the parking location. Let's see what else. We'll need something for, actually let me make notes of this so I remember what the heck I'm talking about here. I don't know if I have OneNote. I do. If you guys ever use OneNote, it's pretty awesome. Yes, 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 yes. All right, let's see here. Come on. Yellow I like. And I'll name this one mobile apps. Perfect. All right, perfect. And we'll call this Parkit. Oops, Parkit.js needs. All right. So function requirements. And so that way when I miss it, like last week, you guys were telling me about the button. I had a hashtag in front of it, and I'm like, no, it works. Oh, I was wrong. And you guys were awesome. You were right. So, all right. So let me remember here what we said. We need a function for on device, or device ready at least. So we need a function for that. We need a function for setting the CSS. We need a function for setting parking location. Oops. We need one for setting the let's see, parking location success. So setting confirmation success. Let's see what else do we need. All right, we need to function for error messages. So if something errors out, we need to know about it. a function for showing location. So we need to be able to show the location. Let's see what else. If there is, let's say that you parked it somewhere and it can't pick up the GPS, we need to evaluate if there's like a location error message. So maybe we tie that into this. I don't know yet. I'm just play it by ear. We'll need to show the parking location as well, and which kind of, let's see here. So let me see. Show parking location. This one up here is kind of generic, show location. This one right here is show location if successful. So let's say that, you know, we do something and it's a success. We want to show where it's at. Showing parking location is when you find it. All right, let's see, what else do we need? Probably need some getters. So we'll need like get the parking location. So when we're leaving the restaurant or the mall, like I did in the past, get parking location confirmation. So if it is success or not, whatever. And then we'll need to be able to show directions. And this is all using the Google API. I think that personally is it. Let me see. So the app, when it runs, I'm actually going to pull it up there. So once you run the app, if you do park, kind of helps if you could be in a different location when you use it. This is not the best way to do it. I'd have to trying to use my NordVPN to give it a different location, so where I'm at is finding it. So it's going to show us same location, unfortunately. So it shows that I'm here. So it would only help if we could use it somewhere else. So actually way back here in the woods, that's me. Lots of woods back here. So let's go ahead and get started. So at least you have an idea of what we're trying to accomplish here. We have a lot of coding to do. So if I get lazy, I'll just copy some of this. So we'll do function on device ready. And let's kind of build out our functions that we want to do. So then we have function set CSS. And then we want to pass in some values here. Don't know what those values are at the moment, so we'll keep that as is. I mean, I do, but let's just wait. We need to do function set parking location. All right. So a lot of this is just building out the shell. We need to set parking location success. And then we'll need to pass into the position, but we'll just leave it as is right now. Perfect. Oops. All right, so we have set parking location success. We need to do location error. So function show, okay, location error. So we'll need to pass in an error message. And we'll need to do function show parking location. Okay. 1 second. Let's get on here. So show parking location. Let's see here. Show parking location. What else do we need? We need to get parking location. So we get the parking location. We need to get the parking location success. Maybe I spell it right. And maybe I spell it really right. There we go. All right, so get the parking location success, and then function show directions. And this will be a good test if we could download this on our phones, and then once we have it on Android, at least when we have this part written here, we could probably go ahead and export it out to our Android or iPhone, whatever the case is, download it locally, and then test it out. And we could even maybe walk outside and test it out, whatever the case is. We could, pretend we parked our vehicle somewhere and go back and then get the location. Actually, see if it works. Think of it as too bad we're off next week. So we could use it as a project, a field trip. So actually, it could be something you could work for next week when you come back in 2 weeks. All right, so we have that saved. All right, let's do the lease work first. And work my way in, but I don't know what that is. All right, let me think, sorry. All right, let's just start with the grunt of it first. So I'm gonna make this text a little bit bigger. So I want to make it as big as possible so you guys can see it. All right. So let's indent in here and do var node equals document dot create element, and then we need to have a link here. And we're going to set the node, do node dot set attributes, and then we're going to pass in just some information for our style sheet. Okay, there we go, style sheet. All right, and then we need to do set attributes again, so you can copy and paste if you want to. We'll send in a type and then a text.js information. Pretty standard. Now we're going to do a conditional statement. Just kind of indent in here. So you have Cordova. So we're going to decide what platform that we're using so that we kind of get the flow of what we want. So we'll say if the platform ID equals iOS, then we'll use something, and then if it equals Android, we'll use something else. So let's kind of do the shell here. We'll say else, and we'll just have it default. So if it's iOS, we could say node.setAttribute, and then we could pass in href. And what we're going to do is use that CSS for it. So we had set up the Parkit iOS, I think it's called, or no, Parkit iOS.css. Okay, so we can use that one, and we'll do window.statusbar.overlay web view. We'll make that false. There we go. Now the thing is about this app is it doesn't look super pretty, so I'm looking for you guys to add some jazz to it and make it look better. So that's the idea. Overlays web view false. All right, so then I'm going to come down here and do window.statusbar. That's not going to work. Style default. So I'll use the default style. All right, so now else, we're assuming we're using Node. I'm sorry, geez, we're using Android. So we'll do set attributes, and we'll pass in the kind of the same thing up there, href, and then instead of Park iOS, we're going to call it Park. I think that's what we called it. Android CSS. Let me actually Park. Actually, I call it something else. So it'd be nice if I named it right. So Parkit Android. Yeah, let me copy that. So I should make sure I use the right. No, that's wrong. Right way of spelling it. So I had it like that, and then Parkit. I think that's right. I just want to make sure, because when it goes to look for it, rename it. I want to make sure it grabs the right stuff. All right, so I had it right. Okay, cool. All right, so Alright, so now we need to set the background color. And once again, you can change this. I'll do window.statusbar dot background color, and you could use anything at this by hex string. You could use anything you want, but just make sure it looks good. 565C0. And you can change that if you want. Alright, so now we'll do document dot get elements by tag name and pass in a head, and then in a little object here we'll put 0 dot, because that'll be the array, pen child node. There we go. Alright, so that'll be our on device ready. Let's see, anything else? Alright, so now we can set our CSS. So we could come in here and say var node equals document dot get element by ID. We'll pass in elm for get element dot style, and then we'll do node dot, we'll set the property. We'll set the property by passing in node, or I'm sorry, node for property and val for value. So that'll set our CSS. Set our parking location. So that will be next. So this one will be a little bit different. So we'll do navigator. Oh my god. If I can spell. Geolocation. 1 second here. Let's get back to this right here. There is another video that I'll have you guys watch beforehand that I didn't mention. I should have mentioned it, is the API. This is my API, so I'm going to show you how, or there's another video to show you how to go get your own API so that you can monitor your API and you can utilize it from there versus you using my API, and it just wouldn't be fair for you to be able to not monitor your stuff. Alright, so we are going to set the parking location. That is going to use so Navigator is part of the API of Google, so it's going to use that information. So geolocation dot get current position, and then we'll pass in set the parking location success, whether it's successful or not, the location error message if there is an error message, and then we'll do enable high accuracy and make that true because we want it to be as close as possible. All right, so now we'll come down to set the parking location success position. So we'll pass in the position. All right, and here we'll indent in a little bit, and we'll grab the latitude equals the position. Oops. So we'll grab the position, and then we'll grab the coordinates dot latitude, and then we'll do the same thing for longitude equals position dot chords. So we're grabbing the chords, and that's the longitude. There we go. All right, so now we need to do storage dot set items. So we're storing the items, the location. All right, so we'll set park latitude. Oops. Park latitude, and then we'll pass in our value latitude. And I'm gonna make this easy here. I'm gonna copy this, paste it. Should do this the first time. Longitude, and same thing here, longitude. Perfect. All right, so now we need to save that information. So we'll do navigator dot notification dot alert, and we'll say parking location was a success, was saved successfully. Perfect. All right, so that's setting the parking location success. We also need to call the show parking location method. So we need to show the parking, can't even talk, show parking location. And where is that at? Oh, right here. So let's program that next. So we need to set some CSS here. Tab in, do set CSS. and we'll set in directions, and then we'll set in the visibility. So these are CSS markers that we've already set up, and we'll set in a hidden value already, and then set CSS. We'll set in instructions. I'm sorry, I typed really quick. Display, and then none. Oops, there we go. Awesome. All right, so now we need to set the latitude longitude equals new Google.maps. So you get some experience here. Lat LNG, and then we'll do the latitude, and then we'll do the longitude, and there we go. And then we'll do the map equals new Google.maps.map, send it to document.get elements by ID, which we want to get the map. Hopefully I didn't type anything wrong there. That looks good. Perfect. Now we need to set the zoom size, so you could change that if you want. I'm going to make it 16 by default, and then map dot set center, and we'll do lat long. Perfect. And we need to have a marker. There we go. Equals new Google.maps.marker. Oops, there we go. And position. Do lat longitude, and then map. Oops. Since these guys are like this, I can't do that. I have to do a comma. All right, so now we need to do this, and then set our CSS to N. Again, a lot of CSS. So we do the map, visibility, and then, oopsie daisy, then our visible. Perfect. All right, perfect. Oh, a lot of typing. Make sure I save that because I don't want to type that again. All right, so now I'm going to go up to my location error and work on that. So navigator.notification. So we're just using stuff. So if you look up, and when you look at the how to set up the API in Google, you can look at the documentation. It'll show you all this stuff that's out there. So there's a lot of cool things that you could do, and I'll have you guys make some changes. Error code plus error.code. The idea, actually, what I want you guys to do once we get this completed is I want everyone to have a break, so you have some time to get this working. So if you're using a Mac or PC, iOS or whatever the case is, what I'm looking for you guys to accomplish here is to show me by screenshot that you've used this map. So you went and parked your vehicle somewhere, you have it on your phone, you went and parked it. It doesn't matter where you're at. It could be your home, you could be driving, whatever. Then you go somewhere else and you try to find it. See if it works and show us, and that'll be a good experience for when you guys come back. All right, so error message. There you go. All right, so that looks good. All right, so we got a lot of typing done here really quick. Alrighty, what else are we missing here? So, show parking location. All right, so we need to get the parking location. Get parking location. All right, so get parking location navigator. Again, we're gonna use this a lot. Geolocation. Let's see something here. Let's copy this and just make some changes down here so I don't have to type this, or you don't have to type this a million times. So it's gonna be a little bit different. But we're getting the parking location, so we're going to do navigator geolocation, get current position, instead of set parking location, we'll get parking location, location error, all that is the same. So with that said, we need to program get parking location. So we could copy some of the stuff that we already have in place, because these will all come in play somehow. They'll be similar, but not the same. So let's copy this, paste it. So we'll have latitude equals position.chords, latitude, longitude, perfect. And then we'll do parked latitude equals storage dot get item, and then we'll pull in parked latitude. There we go. And then we'll do the same thing down below. So we'll do parked longitude equals storage dot get item, and then we will pull in parked longitude. There we go. Perfect. And now guess what? We need to go to show directions. So now we need to go down there. We're almost done. This one will be a little bit different. So we'll do a variable. You could call this anything. D-render. We want it to render equals new Google dot maps dot directions render. All right, there we go. And then our service equals Google dot maps dot directions service. Then we need to do our current latitude longitude equals new Google dot maps dot lat longitude. And we're passing in latitude, longitude. Boy, I know I probably spelled a lot of things wrong here. Let me go back and look. Cur lat long equals new Google. See, I knew I spelled that wrong. Maps dot lat long, latitude, longitude. Surprisingly, I only had one there. All right. We need to get parked lat longitude equals new Google dot maps dot lat. We're doing a lot of the same things here. Parked latitude. Oh wow, man! I don't know what language that is. It's not English. I'm sure it's a language of some sort. All right, let's try this again at a slower speed. Parked lat long equals new Google dot maps dot lat lng parked latitude. Okay, parked longitude, right? Then we're gonna do var map equals new Google dot maps dot map. We'll send in a document dot get element by ID. And what's the name of that ID? Yes, you're right, map. So let's end this. And we need to set map dot set zone zoom 16 like above. You could change it to something else and play with it. Map dot set center. And we'll send in a current lat long. There we go. D-render. Set map. Send in a map. D service dot route. So we're gonna do a route. Pass in some information here. We'll do the origin. And the origin is a lat long. Oops, comma. And then we want to do destination and do parked latitude longitude. And we want to do travel mode. So what mode are we traveling? And we'll just put driving. All right, so now we'll come down here, comment, and we'll add a function right here, which will have a response and a status so that we know where we're at. And then we'll do a conditional statement and say, hey, if the status equals okay, then let's do something about it. In that case, we'll do a d-render. Oops, I spelled that wrong. Yep, hopefully I spelled it right. Set directions. We'll do response. And then we'll do document dot get element by ID directions dot inner loop or inner HTML language. Do that. This is a long one, so hopefully I spelled everything right here. So then we need to do d-render. I can't spell at all. E-N-D-E-R-E-R dot set the panel document dot get element by ID. Should pulled out for us already. We want directions in that. Then we have our if else down here, so we could leave this here, say else. Then we could do navigator dot notification dot alert Send the directions failed due to something. And what we'll do is pass in the status, so at least the status will tell us what the problem is, or should give us a brief idea. Do that right there. Set CSS map. Visibility. There we go. All the same things that we used before. And visible. Alright, why does that look stupid? Alright, so apparently I can't spell, which intrigues me if I got anything right here. Alright, so let's copy that and paste this several times on here. And we'll just change the values in here a little bit so that we don't have to keep doing this. So we'll have directions this time, we'll have visibility, and we'll have visible. We'll have instructions this time. And then we'll have display. And we'll have none. Alright. I think that's all we have. Did I miss anything? Initialization on device, function set. Yeah. That is it. Alright. So save it. And then I want you guys to go run it and see if it works for you. And we'll try it in a second here. So I took my file here and I want to see if it works. So I got it. Park it. Be better if I had it on my phone. Allow it. Find it. There you go. Which is funny because it now has a different address than it did before. Still here, but that's weird. Anyways, that's it right there. So watch the other video to change this Google API. That'll be a good idea. And that's it. That's all I have, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.